We will call this one revolution from a selfie, revolution from a mirror, long distance nationalism, whatever. At some point, it will take shape. There's something I want to start with, and it is, have you noticed how Black Britishness of late would like to emphasize on its blackness and insist that, oh, we're not African, or we're not Caribbean? And although this happens in some cases, and obviously I'm not generalizing and saying, oh, this is the position of every Black British, but I've heard this been resounding over and over. And while I understand the need for nuance is important. Nuance says we might look the same, come from the same place, have the same ancestry and legacy, but our stories, although it might be similar, might not be necessarily identical, and that's fine. But there's a need to separate nuance on one side from self-isolation or self-alienation, because what the latter does is that the latter prevents us from having that collective power as a community in dealing with the issues that concern all of us. And when I think of blackness in itself, the etymology of that word, I want to go to the African American context where during the period of transatlantic slavery, it was convenient for inhuman white traders to use that as a form of identification for enslaved persons, especially because the enterprise of slavery in itself was predicated upon subjecting people to inhumane conditions on the basis of their color. But you bring it down to the 20th century, and you look at what was mostly migration from Africa to Europe, or specifically the United Kingdom, with Windrush in the 30s and the 40s, and a lot of migration from the African continent post-independence in the 60s and the 1970s. A lot of our uncles and aunts and dads and moms came as Bajans, came as Guyanese, Ghanaians, Zimbabweans, Jamaicans, Kenyans, Nigerians. Now, how that sense of identity has been lost in translation only one generation after is a bit curious and is a bit sauce, especially when you look at the fact that what these things would then breed in the near future is perhaps, an instance of foundational Black Americanism in which certain folks down the line would be completely rid of their knowledge or the understanding of their origin and source, and the fact that it's rooted in Africanness.